Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the big game of the week. Massive game in the Champions League, arguably the tie of the round. Liverpool against Manchester City for the right to be in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. What a game it promises to be here at Anfield tonight in the Champions League. Last night, Real Madrid showed the world how good they were. Cristiano Ronaldo especially with a terrific volley over a kicker. Though not as good, in my opinion, as Ashley Barnes' on Saturdays was. But there we are, the cops singing "You Never Walk Alone," and it's nights like this really that make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Anfield was built for lovely evenings like this. Just listen to this. What noise? Well, there we are, the brilliant "You Never Walk Alone," but what atmosphere there. It's almost a throwback to the old European nights of the 70s and early 80s, where Liverpool, when they won 4 European Cups on the bounce, remember, usually in two-legged European Cup ties. They are absolutely superb. But tonight is a different test for Jordan Henderson's side as they take on Manchester City, and it's basically a private battle, Northwest battle, but yet we're in Europe, and this replacing the European Cup semi-finals to give it its old name. And it's nice like this. St Etienne in 77, Aberdeen in 80-81, Chelsea in 2005, some of the great European nights at Anfield, Olympiacos in 2004 when the Steven Gerrard hit that unstoppable screamer to send Liverpool into the knockout rounds, and went on to win in Istanbul. Manchester City never do well here at Anfield. But tonight they have their skipper, Vincent Kompany. Remember, they have to win on Saturday in the match at the Etihad in the Manchester derby to win the title. But no, in no certain terms, this is an even bigger game because it means it gives them an opportunity. As we see the Liverpool side, just a moment or two, they've just come out onto the field. Felix Brick is the coach, is the manager, by the way, is the referee tonight from Germany. Mark Bosch, Bastian Dankert amongst the assistants there. I'll give you that Liverpool side in just a second or two. Well, let's have a look at that Manchester City team. So we'll take the Manchester City team and then we'll go again with Liverpool. It's Ederson in goal for City. Then it's Walker, Otamendi, Kompany and Laporte across the back. And then it's Gundogan, Fernandinho and David Silva across the midfield. De Bruyne, Jesus and Sané up front. So no place in the 11 for Sergio Aguero. He's not even on the bench. Raheem Sterling is amongst the substitutes along with John Stones and Bernardo Silva. So let's just quickly bring in that Liverpool team because we didn't get a chance to see that. Remember, Barcelona and Roma are playing later tonight at the same time, I should say. Right, so quickly the Liverpool team. Look, it's Karius in goal for them. And we'll get the team just now. And then it's Karius, it's then Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Henderson, Milner, and then it's Salah, Firmino and Mane. A real unstoppable front three. On the bench for the Liverpool side, it's Klein, Ronaldo, Moreno, Mignolet, Danny Ings, Paul McClaren, Solanke and Masterson. As I said, the referee comes from Germany, Felix Brick. Panini's on tonight, having covered the Real Madrid match last night. He's going to sit back and enjoy our coverage of this tired around from the last 8 of the European Cup. A place in the semi-finals up for grabs. The second leg at the Etihad in 6 days' time. And my goodness, that's going to go some way to decide, you think? So you'll be here to hear full delayed coverage of that game with us here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. But live here from Anfield, Liverpool in the red shirts get us away, attacking the goal to our right. They're going to attack the Kop end, incidentally, and here they come in those red shirts up towards Salah, who's got something like 30 odd goals in all competitions this season. He's got 28, I think, something like that in the Premier League. So that tells you how red hot he is. And Manchester City are not going to enjoy it on a night like this. Jurgen Klopp, he's had some great European nights in the Europa League. Remember that comeback win against Dortmund a couple of years back, when they came back, when they looked as if they were dead and buried at one point against Dortmund, and they came back unbelievably from the dead to win 5-4 in one of the greatest European matches we've ever seen, without a shadow of a doubt. And here come Liverpool now, as they come forward here, early cross in there towards the penalty area. Firmino is there too, and now an early opportunity here to get the ball towards Salah from the left hand side, but it's hooked away by Manchester City. No John Stones, I think he would have relished it. No Raheem Sterling, I think he would have relished it, being an ex-Liverpool player. But Pep Guardiola decided to keep both English players on the bench. This is De Bruyne now for City, in space, in the centre circle. He's got Sané up ahead of him. If De Bruyne gets it back a second time, it might break to Sané inside the Liverpool penalty area. And in the end, good defending there. Had to be, really. And it's City with a throw. Good early pressure here, and a chance now for Sané to break. Or for Mane rather to break for Manchester City. Now Walker now taking on Mane and Firmino, and he beat them both with great aplomb and great confidence. Now Sané for Manchester City, 0-0. 2 minutes of the first leg goal. Remember, this is played over 2 legs. Nothing will be decided here at Anfield tonight. But I would advise Liverpool fans not to get too high if they win tonight, because they don't. Because at the Etihad, it's a different kettle of fish where Manchester City are concerned. They rarely lose there. Certainly under Pep Guardiola, certainly this season, where he's just really got him playing terrifically well. It's been away from home where they've struggled. Burnley have taken the points off them in the Premier League. And he knows, Pep Guardiola, this is no foregone conclusion. This is Alexander-Arnold, who scored that free kick earlier on. And of course, I'm sure Panini will keep you abreast with the score in the other game. Of course, Roma at home to Barcelona tonight. Karius hits it away. Just favour Arnold? No, it'll favour Sané. In fact, he lets that go for a throw into Manchester City. Wasn't the best clearance that Karius has put in so far in the game. Laporte played that in. Now Silva taking possession, finding De Bruyne. De Bruyne plays it out to the far side. Now opportunity knocks for Kyle Walker to come forward, and he's taking on the defenders. Case to burn this fella. He's done well, Walker. Still at the byline, but again, Liverpool very much biting the tackle and really getting stuck in this opening exchanges of the game. I think it's going to be a real battle of wills and a real battle of nutrition out there on the field tonight at Anfield. It really will be. And I have to say, Anfield looks jam-packed and well up for this. It has got to be said. Terrific atmosphere. European nights are like this. We've lost the footage of the game, so I'm having to fill in as best we can here. which is frustrated. But we will try and get the pictures for you as quickly as we can. Still 0-0 as things stand. We will, once we're back live, we will bring you the commentary. So don't despair, folks. Sometimes you're just in the lap of the gods as regards all this. It really is. So at the moment it's still 0-0. And back to AC Milan and Inter are playing tonight as well. But we're having problems. I do apologise. We're having technical difficulties, and it's always happens when you're live, and it's frustrating because this is a big game. We've set ourselves on it. We've promoted it for the last week or so, and then lo and behold, the whole thing breaks down. It's really, really disappointing, really. For you guys, for everybody else, we're trying to bring it to you, the commentary that is, and yet it's broken down on us, and I'm really, really disappointed at this moment in time that we can't bring you any live football at the moment. It's so frustrated, and we're trying to get this game on for you live, and yet the technical side of the technical aspects of it is completely have really not helped. So hopefully we'll get the game back on for you as soon as we can. It's one of those unfortunate things where it just doesn't want to happen. We might have some footage here, and we're back live with the action. 4 minutes in, still no goals by the way, so we are back live with the action now. Hopefully now we won't have any problems or any interference at all from now to the end of this evening. And if we get that, I'll be absolutely happy. So we are back live. You haven't missed anything significant, but it's 0-0 here. So Kyle Walker takes possession here for Manchester City in the sky blue shirts, remember, and it's a lovely bit of play there. Coming up towards 5 minutes gone here on a very mild night here at Anfield. As Mo Salah leads the charge there for Liverpool, number 11. Now Silva has it on the left hand side, plays it into Laporte. Laporte has got Silva there. Silva's first touch was a bit heavy, but Laporte has run it back, and Sané breaking into the penalty area. Sané trying to ball the ball back, and it's hit the side net in. Goal kick to Liverpool. Sané wants a corner. I don't think he's going to get it. Silva worked an absolute oracle to get it back to Sané, because Sané's ball initially was an absolute poor one, and asked a lot of the Spaniard. Karius would have had the near post covered. One gets the feeling, in fact, it is a corner. So it must have got a deflection. I must admit I didn't see that. So obviously the man behind the goal with the magic one must have a better pair of eyes than me. Silva with the corner then from the near side in towards the penalty area. And City really need to get that first goal, because away goals do count double after the two legs. So it's important they get some away goals tonight, Manchester City. Liverpool being the home team, first up, they cannot afford firstly to concede a goal, but they must take an advantage, a 3-goal advantage with a clean sheet to the Etihad in just under a week's time. Otherwise I fear for Liverpool. And I so want them to go through, because they're a good side. They've got their act together, big star under Jurgen Klopp, but they do thrive on nights like this when Anfield is packed and the crowd is up for it. Won't be tired anybody that comes to Anfield. Panini making the point that City will be happy with a 0-0, and absolutely anonymous says fantastic match tonight. And Ray Wilkins, that's just whilst we've got. Was it just passing the ball about a bit? It's not going anywhere fast towards any of the goals. So let's just pay tribute to Ray Wilkins. 61 years old. He's passed away this afternoon. I was really sad to hear it on the way to commentating on this game tonight. I was lucky enough to see him play later on in his career for QPR, but he had a good career, played for Chelsea, Manchester United, amongst other teams, AC Milan as well. They paid a lovely tribute to them before we went on air tonight. It's just a real sad that he was a good talker and a good thinker of the game. Great coach, very, very underrated, I felt, as a coach. But to die at 61, I'm afraid he's no edge. But football will miss a true giant, a true legend of the game, and a true gentleman of the game as well. So Ray Wilkins, rest in peace. Meanwhile, rest in peace. And before I carry on with the game, my thoughts go out to Ray's family. We'll be grieving at this time with shock and all that. So my condolences go to Ray's family and friends. Anyway, in a game that I'm sure Ray would have relished, we have an offside against Leroy Sané. 8 minutes gone then at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Guardiola patrolling the touchline. Jurgen Klopp there like a praying mantis out there tonight. Gonna be no quarter given, that's for sure. You can bet your boots on that. Liverpool's free kick. Karius with the free kick. And now away by Company. Booted away by Laporte. Not very far though. Out towards the halfway line, and Andy Robertson, the former Hull City man. Back towards Henderson, playing a loose ball there. Almost picked off there by Gabriel Jesus. Still 0-0 here at Anfield. Coming up towards 9 minutes of the game gone. That will fall nicely for Karius. Over to Van Dijk, the two centre backs. Be intrigued to know how this will be set up. And Pep Guardiola knows how to play the last stages of the Champions League very well, but he won't have been counted many nights like this. As Chamberlain goes forward and gets a crossing from the right, but Otamendi was there first for Manchester City. Then the ball back in again. Laporte can hook that away, still inside his own penalty area. Liverpool penning Manchester City back for the moment now as the ball comes forward towards Salah, and it's a Liverpool throw, and the crowd now, the noise is turned up, the noise is cranked up a little bit more. 0-0 here at Anfield. Champions League quarter-final, first leg. Second leg to come on Tuesday at the Etihad Stadium. Will City be champions by then? Well, we'll find out on Saturday. I'm sure Panini will bring it to you live. I will be otherwise engaged with other commitments this weekend, but I will be back on the Sunday. Bring you a live match instead. Meanwhile, it's Liverpool on the break with Alexander-Arnold, and then Salah, characteristically for him, playing a very loose ball. Then there was a foul there, taken quickly. Sané's onside. Chamberlain is back to meet him, and in fact Alexander-Arnold was there to get back with him, and then Silva played it off a defender for a corner. Good break down the left hand side by Manchester City. Sané played it into Silva, and Silva getting the break off the Liverpool defenders and winning his team a corner, which will be taken on the left hand side by De Bruyne. Short again. Silva once more. City now playing that very slick passing style that's become a very good trademark under Guardiola, but it's let them down there at the crucial point because Mane has won the ball and has got Salah away, and he's onside. And now what an opportunity now. Firmino forward. Firmino inside the area. Firmino shoots, saved by Anderson. Firmino again. Salah with a shot. Salah scores from 6 yards, and Liverpool take the lead in this big last 16 Champions League tie. What a beautiful counter-attack from one end of the field to the other. City were all over the place at the back, and Liverpool take full advantage, and Anfield goes absolutely wild, and it's that man again, Mo Salah. He's in a hot streak at the moment. What a move from Liverpool. City really didn't do well with the defence on the counter. It was a lightning fast move. It looked as if for one moment that Firmino was going to get on the score sheet. It was a great save there by Edison. Salah cutting in from the right, playing it infield to Firmino, gets his shot in, and then Walker with a mistake, and then Salah from no more than 6 yards had a practically open goal with Edison out of his ground and company on the line. He just thrashed it past them, and Liverpool take the lead in a game they could do with winning to take, with Summer to take to the Etihad. Now City have got to come out and play some football. If Pep Guardiola thought he was going to come here for a 0-0, they certainly had another thing coming. Oh, that looks a foul there. Well, he's Egypt's greatest asset with 14 minutes gone here at Anfield. Mo Salah with probably the goal of his life. Wow. We have lift off here at Anfield. Here's Silva now for Manchester City. And looking to hit back straight away. No foul. City wanted a free kick. In fact, to be fair, City didn't appeal. Must have gone down too easily. Mane on the far side now for Liverpool. We lead 1-0. Trying to play it infield to Robertson, but he didn't win that one. Now De Bruyne. Now City really need a big game from him now. And the ball back to Henderson. Henderson's first touch. Oh, thought for a moment he was going to be closed down. But it's a totally different ball game now. Liverpool in the lead. And it was an easy finish from Mo Salah. You just don't give people like him that freedom to just hit the ball into the back of the net. It was just unbelievable, and it really has given this game the lift off it truly deserves. 7 goals in 9 Champions League games. The man is on fire. That must be at least 40 now in all competitions for Mohamed Salah. Wow, he's taken the Liverpool by storm. It took a while for them to find a proper goal scorer. It took them a good 3 or 4 seasons to replace Luis Suarez. And I've got to tell you now, it's an absolute fantastic player they've got themselves here. £35 million well spent for Roma. Do an ASMR, please. Says, I don't do ASMR, I do football. If you want ASMR, go to channels like Gentle Whisper and Whispers Red. We only do football, we don't do ASMR. But I do enjoy a bit of ASMR when I'm not commentating, but I don't do it myself. I don't go in for that sort of thing. It's football commentaries and FIFA videos we do. Live on the JB Clark YouTube channel. It's Liverpool 1, Manchester City 0 here at Anfield. Mo Salah with the goal. Well, I think absolutely anonymous there in the comments has just wrapped it up in a nutshell. Poetry in motion. Now, was Salah onside as that ball was played? There may be questions asked afterwards, but I'm sure Pep will ask more questions of this Manchester City defending. Kyle Walker especially straight into the path of Salah. You don't want to be doing that. And to be fair to Firmino, he got the ball first, put a lovely little ball to Salah, and Salah did the rest, smashed it into the net from 6 yards, and Liverpool deservedly in front. But here come Manchester City, you can't write them off at your peril. They're too good a team to sit back and lie down, but they must now come and play with a bit more urgency, because the more Liverpool sit on this lane, the more dangerous they could be on the counter-attack. Sané, again, a little bit careless from Sané. And out for a goal kick to Liverpool. And they're taking the goal kick quickly straight to Jordan Henderson, who's bidding to follow Emily Hughes, Graham Souness, Phil Thompson and Steven Gerrard in Liverpool captains winning the European Cup. And if they could manage that, Liverpool, then he would be in an exclusive club. And everybody that's in red and everybody who's captured Liverpool when they won the European Cup have been legends. Emily Hughes was certainly a legend. Phil Thompson was a legend at the club. Graham Souness was a legend. And of course Steven Gerrard, Liverpool through and through. Here's Mane now for Liverpool for the class of 2018. Back in, it goes in again, and a glove cross again, but they're knocked away by Company. We've had some great nights here. Offside against Mo Salah. Free kick to Manchester City. Husband on the near side. Well, we've certainly got a real game now, and it needed a goal. We've got it. And we've won in Liverpool. And I have to say, without being disrespectful to Manchester City, I really did hope Liverpool would get that early goal. Because what it will do now as a contest, it will really liven it up now. And I think we'll see a lot more quality now. And hopefully Manchester City can come out and play their natural game and really attack Liverpool now. But it'll be a right good game of cat and mouse. And this is why Liverpool needed to score the first goal. Because now they're the mouse being chased by the cat. That's Manchester City. Still 1-0 as we come up towards 20 minutes. City just playing the ball, passing the ball around in the centre of the park, and they're on halfway and just going nowhere with the ball. It's just as if they're just passing it and passing it and passing it around. I know it's early in the game, but they really need to come out here because they can't honestly stay behind for too long, can they? Here's Manny again on that far side. He's Liverpool, that front three again. I've been pointing to say Firmino's in the centre, back to Manny once again. They're keeping the ball well here. Opportunity shot comes in. It's 2! It's 2 now. It's Chamberlain from off 25 yards out with his right foot. And Liverpool lead by 2 goals to 0. The cup goes wild. Boy, have they sent some great European goals in front of the cup. And that's not goes into the back catalogue of superb long-range European goals. Pep Guardiola can't believe his eyes. Nick and the Liverpool supporters, they're in dreamland. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 0, and he took everyone by surprise. Chamberlain from 25 yards out, smashing an in past Edison, and we have a real shocker here. City the favourites for the Champions League are 2-0 down at Anfield, a ground they've never won for a very long time. And Chamberlain hit it, and oh my goodness me, Chamberlain hit it, and boy did it stay hit. Oh, a sigh on Pep's face. He knows there's nothing you can do about that. Ederson had no chance at all. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, that's probably the goal of his career. No disrespect to any of the big goals he's probably got in his career at large periods in his time at Arsenal. My goodness, he might have just wrote himself into Liverpool legend with that goal there. And look what it meant to the Kop. 2-0 to Liverpool. Boy, they come out all guns blazing, as I thought they might do. Now City really need to attack. They're 2-0 down, and they deserve to be 2-0 down. There's the cross coming in. Well, the last time I covered Manchester City was at Wembley when they won at a possession in the League Cup final at Wembley. And they beat Arsenal quite comprehensively by 3-0. But, my word, you never expected Manchester City to be on the wrong end of a scoreline like this. But there you go. That's why you call football, really, because it's just unbelievable. I just cannot believe Liverpool 2-0, 2 goals clear, but they deserve to be 2 goals clear. They come out there, scored 2 very good goals, and have looked in absolute complete control of things. We've lost the footage again, but we will endeavour to get that one back for you. But the second goal, that will now go into Anfield legend for a very long time. And you've got to, and I'll tell you what, mark my words, that is one of the best goals in Europe that you'll ever see from Liverpool for quite some time. We've seen some power drivers in Europe over the years. Souness a few years ago, Steven Gerrard against Olympiacos, but never a goal sweetly struck than that one of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. It was just unstoppable. It really was. He just took aim, he's fired it in, and Liverpool now find themselves in dreamland here. Unfortunately we've lost the footage, and we'll endeavour to get the stream back for you. We are back live now, I believe. So we are back live with you now. halfway through the first half. I hope it's not spoiling your enjoyment of the game or of the commentary, but Anfield now is awash with absolute noise and vigour and colour. It's what European nights were meant for, folks. And here come Liverpool, finding themselves unbelievably 2 goals clear. A little chip in there, and out comes Karius, taking the ball fantastically well. And if you want to comment, please comment in English, not hieroglyphics. Thank you very much indeed. Please don't do that. If you've got to comment in English. I will only read out English comments. 2-0 to Liverpool, and deservedly so. And a free kick again to the men from Anfield. What a performance. This Liverpool side are really putting in. If you're going to keep on making silly comments like that, you will be thrown off my stream. So just speak English, please. Meanwhile, back in the game, it's Robertson now through the middle, and City again on the ropes. Edison with a poor punch away, and that could have been even more problems there. Panini says still not even close. Ronaldo, perfect over a kick. Well, I beg to differ as a Burnley fan. I think Barnes' over a kick was miles better, Panini. I've got to be honest with you. 2-0 though to Liverpool. Now, good value for their 2-goal lead. Here's Sané now. Here's Marnie, sorry, for Liverpool. And onside is so, but out comes Edison. Well, I wonder at this stage of the proceedings what odds would have been on Liverpool being 2-0 at this point after what, 24 minutes at the halfway mark of the game. Probably got good odds, and if you had backed them to be winning 2-0 at this point, you'd be a very rich man by now. What the bookies don't take into account is the fact that Anfield and the supporters at Liverpool really do come alive as a 12th man for Liverpool, and they really do come as a 12th man. 5 Champions League games he's played, that's 2 goals in that time for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but that's probably the best he'll ever score, undoubtedly, in his entire footballing career. That was just an unbelievable goal from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Meanwhile, De Bruyne for Manchester City. Now then, and if they're not careful, they can't afford to concede a third now, City, because if they do, they probably need his snookers at this point. But 2-0 is a very good lead for Liverpool. A third one would be even better for them. Well, it's not looking good for City at this point. They might be coasting away with it in the league, but they're not getting it all their own way in other competitions. They were knocked out by Wigan in the 5th round of the FA Cup by Will Grigg. Now they're in massive trouble here at Anfield, and Liverpool of course beat them here 3-2 in the Premier League earlier on this season, remember. Here's Chamberlain again, who got the second goal. Goes for the return with Firmino once again, but Company stops him on the edge of the City penalty area. Then the ball was won back by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Remember, Liverpool had to qualify to get in the group stage of this competition, so they've had to play 2 games more than Manchester City to reach this stage. But they're looking fresh as daisies at the moment. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 0. Here's Alexander-Arnold now down the right hand side, trying to play for Firmino, went behind, he might just do so. Salah's in there too, and it's away once more. Right, it was Chamberlain that was making the break. Throw to Liverpool. Well, playing some really good stuff, and Chamberlain's been right in amongst the action here in this opening exchanges. Don't forget, this is 2 legs, so nothing happens or gets decided tonight in retrospect. But we're live from Anfield. Here's Firmino, good turn by him, and now plays it over to the far side. And now can Liverpool find a third goal? I'll come to absolutely anonymous message in just a second, because Liverpool were on the break with Firmino to Chamberlain infield, deep inside Liverpool territory, down the right hand side. Chamberlain on the cross coming in, and Sané. Almost got on the end of a great little ball in there by Trent Alexander-Arnold. I tell you what, that would have been a lovely move for the third goal if that had gone Liverpool's way, and possibly should have gone. As Henderson, the captain, keeps it going. Rel Robertson on the far side. They're playing with a real swagger and confidence about them. The cross coming in from the left towards Salah, and then hooked away by Otamendi. Absolutely Anonymous says, can we have this Ox in Russia, please? Well, if selected, he might. It's up to Gareth Southgate to pick him, but he's probably not done his England chances much harm with that goal. As thought for a moment Salah was going to go all the way through, and he almost did so. That would have been a lovely goal if he'd have managed it, but here's 20 as we come towards the 27th minute of the game. Here's Sané on the 28th minute now. Here's Sané down the left hand side, can't get past Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's having a real match to remember. So too is Salah, so too is Alexander-Arnold. Infield to Firmino, and now over to the far side. Liverpool really picking City off at will, crossing towards Salah. Also waiting was Firmino inside the penalty area. Now Robertson has it. Throw to Liverpool. Robertson to take it. Edge of the City penalty, level with the edge of the City area on the left hand side of Liverpool's flank. Here's Chamberlain, deep 10 yards inside City's half. 2-0 they lead. Coming up towards the half an hour of this match gone. And now the ball back in the Liverpool half with Karius, the goalkeeper, who hasn't had any massive save that I can recall having to make. As Salah gets the ball, he got the first goal, remember, tries to set one up for Mane as he crossed in from the right into towards the penalty area, but Otamendi away for Manchester City. 2 goals down, and third one for Liverpool might need them having to need a snooker or two. Well, that former Manchester City player putting the ball out inexplicably, couldn't find Andy Robertson on the far side. But what a game. So we see that, just see the replay of Alexander-Arnold's first time cross from the right. I tell you what, City almost made the dogs do with that one too. Still 2-0 to Liverpool. Here's Salah now on the near side as he shoots there. Still Salah has it on the right. It was blocked by Company. The cross into on the back post. It's 3! It's 3 now. It's Salah. It's Mane with the third for Liverpool, and they're taking this tie. What a try away from Manchester City. This is a masterclass, an exhibition of pure Liverpool attacking football. And it's very, very much City have just got no answer at all to this Liverpool attack. Their front three is on fire tonight. The first cross from Salah was charged down by Company. Salah, the second goal, got it in there, and in came Mane to make it 3-0 to Liverpool. And we haven't even played 31 minutes of this. It could be a cricket scoring. City are not careful. Liverpool are sending a message out to all of Europe here. This is a performance and a half. This is probably the best performance we've ever seen Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. My word, he shows passion, and Liverpool are showing passion. And how? 3-0. Wow. I think we need to lie down after this, after half time, folks, because I tell you what, my voice levels are going through the roof here tonight. Oh my word, City look, even at this early stage, a beaten side, and it's not often you say that. City did look beatable and have looked beatable before, and they're proving to be that so now. 3-0 they find themselves down here. Well, we thought it was going to be close. What we didn't envisage or bargain for was how dominant Liverpool were going to be. They've certainly been that. Unfortunately, we've lost the footage, but we'll, as I say, endeavour to get it back. But 3-0. Surely it's another terrible lead now for Liverpool. I don't think Anfield City, you feel like this probably for at least 2 or 3 years. They have certainly come to the party and have been so devastated. I just cannot recall a first half performance from Liverpool quite like this for many a long year. Everybody thought, to all intents and purposes, that this was going to be a very close affair. It's been anything but that. And really, Liverpool have got to take some of the credit for that. As we come up towards the last 10 minutes of the first half here at Anfield. A rocking Anfield. We never expected this at this stage of the game, but we've got it. And really, it's another classic case of deja vu here as Alexander-Arnold keeps that in. It's going to be a corner throw to Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold is furious because the referee and the assistants have given a goal kick. Well, Felix Brick is actually one of the best referees in the business, so I'd like to see that again, the replay, but we've got 10 minutes to go here at the break, before the break, and Manchester City are in 3-0. I don't think they had visions of being 3-0 down at this stage, but they deserve to be. Absolutely fantastic. And to quote a name that messages me, a channel that messages me quite a lot in these streams, City have been, quite honestly, absolutely anonymous. Here's selling out for a real up for it, more passionate Liverpool here at Anfield tonight. They play with swagger, they play with vigour, they play with all sorts, and yet here they are, 3 up, and City here can ill afford a fourth here, otherwise it's curtains. And City will probably need more than snookers for the second leg at the Etihad in just under a week's time. Liverpool are just playing with a real swagger, they're playing with confidence, and they're playing like the team at the top of the Premier League right now. It was a rock and a hard place for Pep Guardiola. His team need to beat Manchester United to win the Premier League title outright on Saturday. But that's a bad foul. That's a really bad foul there. And that really puts City backs right up against the wall, and absolutely anonymous says, good on JB. Well, it's absolutely true. I mean, let's look at the possession. City can claim they've had 52% of the possession, but let's face it, doesn't matter. Liverpool are 3-0 up. They've had 48% worth of possession, and they've scored 3 goals from it. They've been well and truly up for it tonight. Yes, Roma, I believe, are parking the bus in the other game against Barcelona. I don't think there's any score in that one by the sounds of it, but we will see if there's any goal. If there's any goals, I'm sure one of the guys will bring it, and I'll confirm it for you whilst we're commentating. In fact, Barcelona have taken the lead, incidentally, against Roma. 1-0 they lead, so it is just the inevitable breakthrough. And I feel sorry for Roma. It's a really difficult tie. They're drawn away from home. It's always one of those desperate nights where you've got a tough old quarter-final, but no quarter-final to give me as Manchester City, and we'll truly find out here with 38 minutes gone. They find themselves a whopping 3 goals down and playing with no real conviction whatsoever. They have been, frankly, quite blunt, if I'm being honest with you. And for all their bluntness, Liverpool have been sharp as a harp. And that's no exaggerating on the commentary, because it's been absolutely true. Here's De Bruyne now, who's been anonymous really for Manchester City so far. They just haven't got into the game whatsoever, and that is a disappointment from their perspective, because when you look at the game as a whole, it's just been It's just been Liverpool breaking away and picking Manchester City off at will, really. Company now finding Otamendi. Has he regretted not playing Raheem Sterling? Has he regretted not starting John Stones? There's going to be serious questions asked to Pep Guardiola tomorrow. And here's Silva now. Walker played it in there. His mistake led to the first goal, remember, for Mo Salah. Now away by Milner. Came off a City player. It will be a throw to Liverpool. 39 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 3, Manchester City 0. This is the goal from... this is... well, that's the opportunity for Chamberlain. That's a good tackle, actually, from Laporte. Well, it has been Barcelona for over 40 minutes. Panini's watching both games as unfold, but we're watching this one at the moment. And here's Mane now. Oh, what skill by Mane into the penalty area from the left-hand side. Pull back, and in the end, Vincent Kompany just about got there on the stretch. Inside the 6-yard area to get it away, but still Liverpool coming back at them. Here's Robertson. I don't think he imagined when he was relegated with Hull this time last season he'd be playing in a game of this big and this bigger and this importance. At the moment, Liverpool have 1 foot in the European Cup semi-finals. The nail in City's coffin for sure. It's a bad night for Manchester City Football Club. 40 minutes gone. Goals from Mo Salah, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Sadio Mane have put City's backs well and truly up against the wall now. And here goes Salah again in towards Firmino. Firmino turning fantastically well. And he's got a bit of space. Will he hit the shot with his left foot? He will, but he hits it into the carp from about 20 yards out. Unlucky there by Firmino. But again, Liverpool's last word play is an absolute joy. Great turn there. Gets into the shot just left of centre as he hits it there, left of the D as he hits it. In the end, he hits it over the top. But I tell you what, Liverpool's front three players absolutely been exceptional, exemplary right to the full, and they're playing with real confidence, real conviction, and above all, a real swagger about them. Because let's face it, it was against all the odds that they might. It was against all the odds that they would get a result here tonight. But my goodness, they're doing more than that right now, and they've played some really good stuff along the way. And I'm afraid again, oh, we got it back now. The game is back live with you. But 3-0 to Liverpool. 3-0 to Liverpool. They're playing with a real confidence, a real swagger about them. Above all, a real tempo. And here comes City now, looking to try and get back into this game. 3-0 down. And at the moment, looking as if they might need some snookers of 3 here to get back into this one. That's for sure. Pep Guardiola can't hardly believe it. It's a throw to Manchester City. 3-0 down. Don't think he can wait for the next 3 minutes to go quick enough. 3 minutes to half time. City 3-0 down. Laporte now left of the centre circle. Although, I mean, Panini, you could say that they've got a Mickey Mouse game, but CSKA Moscow are no mugs. It will be a tough task, certainly when they go to Moscow. So I wouldn't write off CSKA's chances just yet. Certainly on the home patch, they probably look a different proposition to what they probably will be away from home. 3-0 to Liverpool. As we now go into the closing stages of the first half, a Liverpool performance has been of the highest standard, the highest performance, and have just taken Manchester City well and truly to the cleaners here. Kick from Karras, headed back by Otamendi. Alexander-Arnold to win the next ball, 10 yards inside his own half. Then he gets the ball back again from Milner. And now the ball given away, and here's a chance now. Can he just rescue City here? They win a free kick though, about 35 yards, 30 yards from goal. James Milner with a committed challenge against his own side, Kevin De Bruyne. But he needs somebody, they need De Bruyne now on form. Again, you can't say Atletico Madrid have the Europa League in the bag. It's not a foregone conclusion. Nobody, until the last kick is gone in the competition, nobody's won anything. On paper they might win it, but we all said that about City, didn't we? Here's De Bruyne, free kick in towards the 6-yard area. They need something now, but it's missed everybody inside the area, including Vincent Kompany. He's gone behind for a goal kick. We've got a minute of normal time to go. And I think the flag had got up, maybe perhaps there for offside. Oh, was there a fist? Well, there's a possible penalty shout there against Trent Alexander-Arnold, but referee and the assistant decided not to spot it. Goal kick to Liverpool, but they're deservedly 3 goals ahead. No doubt about that. Milner's having a super game, Mr. Nurugi says. And City, for all their dominance in the Premier League, they weren't going to get it all their own way in these competitions. They won the League Cup and a canter in the end against a poor Arsenal team. It makes City look like world beaters on the face of it at Wembley in late February. Wigan certainly showed they were no mugs in the FA Cup. And here Liverpool showed that they're no mugs here. As Sadigas to go the wrong way round. Cuts inside now. Can City get themselves back into this game? Ball into the area, and he just misses it completely. Now Laporte. City really need something now before the break. 2 added minutes to be added on at the end of the first half. Celtic and Dundee 0-0 at Celtic Park. Shot comes in and it's just wide. Karius is near post. A goal kick. It was Otamendi of all people. The speculative shot from all of 30 yards. But it's Liverpool 3 goals clear and play with a real cuteness about them here. They don't look phased, they don't look out of sorts, they don't look out of place in this company. They've been playing well in the Premier League this season. They've absolutely worked wonders this season, and you can attribute that down to one man who's got them playing, Mr. Jurgen Klopp, who's absolutely been amazing the way he's got that team playing and played with a real swagger about them. The 3 goals were superbly taken. I thought the second one from Chamberlain was a classic goal. A goal of the highest order, the highest quality you could possibly wish to see. But at the moment, Manchester City in big trouble here. I'm having no voice left. I've done the day job and everything else. As we just see a replay of the shot from Otamendi that just goes wide there. We'll take a 10-minute break, of course, as we always do, because I probably need to lubricate the throat at half time, to be quite honest with you folks. And hopefully we'll fix the gremlins, because we have been affected, but thankfully the gremlins haven't interfered with any of the goal scoring. I've been able to bring you all 3 goals for Liverpool live on the YouTube channel, so I hope the gremlins haven't spoilt, the technical problems haven't spoilt your enjoyment of a terrific European Cup quarter-final, being dominated by Liverpool 3-0 up. We played a minute into 2 at the end of the first half. Here's the ball knocked forward again by Henderson, headed away, and here's Firmino now for Liverpool. And in fact, Liverpool in fact have conceded a free kick. I think an offside was given, so Liverpool having to do a little bit of defensive work for the final 30 seconds of the first half, but really has been Liverpool all over. Look at this now. Manny on the chase now. Can they finish first? Manny down the left hand side. He wins a throw in. Almost over with a City penalty area. He's had a night to remember. One enough De Bruyne of all people. 10 seconds of stoppage time to go. The 2 added minutes. I should also stress it's a minimum of. I thought he might have played advantage there, the referee. It's a bad tackle there by Otamendi. I have to say, Felix Brick's stopping the play. I think he should have played on there. I think there was an advantage there for Liverpool. It's a bit fussy, this German referee, I've got to be honest with you. So Nicholas Otamendi quite rightly goes into the referee's notepad. First player that I can recollect to be booked in this first half. And Liverpool now, half a minute over the 2 minutes, have a chance to make it 4-0 from the free kick. Ball floated in there towards the back post. Oh, and he nearly was 4! Virgil van Dijk with a free header inside the area and almost making it 4-0. That should be that for the first half, but a terrific free kick worked in there. And Van Dijk, who scored on his debut, remember, in the FA Cup win against Everton here, almost did the trick, repeated the trick as the referee from Germany, Felix Priestley. A terrific first half to a close. So the half that's been well and truly dominated by Liverpool. Goals from Mo Salah, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then Leroy, and then Sané making it 3-0 here to the man from Anfield. What a night here in the Champions League. Liverpool 3, Man City 0. Barcelona winning at half-time in the other game against Roma. That's the situation in Europe at the moment. We're going to take a 10-minute breather. I think we need a break after this. Great performance, as I say, for Liverpool. Truly outclassing the Premier League leaders. And on course, as things stand, to the last 16 of the last 4, of the European Cup. We'll take a break with a half-time score here. Liverpool 3, Manchester City 0. Welcome back to Anfield, where they've just kicked off in the game in Barcelona, where Barcelona lead, of course, only by 1-0. We're just waiting for the restart here at Anfield. 3-0 is the scoreline to Liverpool at the break. I cannot believe what we saw in that first 45 minutes. Well, the second 45 has got a lot to certainly live up to. The way Liverpool played in that first half was a joy to behold, and we're just waiting for the two teams to reconvene. Pep Guardiola, I'm sure, would have had quite a number of words to have said in that Manchester City dressing room at half time. Their fans absolutely shell-shocked, but Liverpool have just been unstoppable. And City did earmark the front three of Firmino, Mane, and Mo Salah, but for the life of me, we didn't expect anything as swift as what we got in that first half. We really didn't, and if the second half is anything to go by, I think we could be in for an interesting second half here, folks, because LeBronte, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. It's always good to have new subscribers, and of course a big Liverpool fan, Jamie Lee Plummer, who's an Essence colleague of mine. She's also joined the channel, so a big welcome along to her. Well, she's watching the game on television, but I'm sure she'll hear the commentary back, because I did let her know that I was commentating on the game. I'm sure she'll listen to my commentary. I hope she's got some very sturdy speakers, because I did completely and utterly go wild on them 3 goals, because it was one of those occasions really where it merits that sort of commentary, if you like. But we are ready to reconvene. Both teams, as I talk to you now, back on the field for the start of the second half, and Gabriel Jesus, who's been absolutely, dare I say it, anonymous in the first half, hasn't had a kick really in this game, will get us restarted. Remember, City shell-shocked and deservedly 3-0 down as we restart the second half. Then City in the sky blue, they're going to attack the cup end to my right. Liverpool now attacking the Anfield Road end in the second half. And I'll tell you something, what a 45 minutes we've had here, because I'll tell you something, Liverpool played like a team in absolute form. They've been dominant in the Premier League games in recent weeks. They've been dominant in the Champions League. They look a complete side now. A different team to how they stumbled out the cup against West Brom here some 2 months ago, as Silva looks to try and get City moving straight away with an attempt to cross on the left hand side, but it's well charged down. It will be a City corner, however, first of the second half. So no changes from either side that I can see, as City have a corner now. 3-0 down. Here comes the corner into the penalty area, headed away by Firmino of all people, inside his own 6-yard box. And then the ball back to goalkeeper Ederson, who had no chance. Could have done a lot better perhaps with the first goal. The second and third, nothing he could have done about them. City 3-0 down here, and they really need a big second half. If they can pull a couple of away goals back, there's still plenty left in the tank for them as regards the tie. As Panini says, quite rightly says, it is a game of 2 halves, and we'll just have to wait and see how the next 45 minutes really do pan out here at Anfield, because Liverpool probably didn't want half time to come, but they played with a real swagger, they played with a real vigour, they played with a real verb, and they thoroughly deserved their 3-goal cushion they've got themselves here. They've played some really good stuff. 3-0 they lead, but here come Manchester City in possession. A long ball forward towards Sané on the far side. Again, he hasn't really had a kick. The Liverpool defence have just been onto him like a fresh, and Trent Alexander-Arnold's had him in his back pocket all the match long so far. And that's a tribute to the young folks. Russ is there. Good evening to you, Russ. He's been up and down the line commentating for Hospital Radio. He was there commentating last night, and nice to have you on. And you join us at Liverpool 3-0 up, but here's Sané now for Manchester City. Ball into the 6-yard area, and in the end couldn't find Gabriel Jesus, and a goal kick to Liverpool. And Karius, who really hasn't been tested from any recollection I can remember, will take the kick. But Pep will have had quite a number of words at half time, whereas his opposite number, Jurgen, has certainly more of the same, fellas, he will have said. But we've seen some great football for Liverpool. This is the brand of football that we all know and love. This is the Liverpool side. Karius the keeper, Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk and Robertson across the back. Chamberlain, Henderson, Milner, Salah, Firmino and Mane up front, with Mignolet the goalkeeper on the bench. Wijnaldum, Moreno, Danny Ings the ex-Claret, Solanke and Masterson. What an experience to hear even watching on the bench. They're all on the bench. Manchester City lineup, of course, in the second half. The same team. Edison in goal. Kyle Walker. Otamendi, who's actually been booked. Victor Company and Laporte. Gundogan, Fernandinho, Silva, De Bruyne, Jesus and Sane up front. On the bench for City, Bravo, Daniel, I think that's how you pronounce it. John Stones, Raheem Sterling, Fabian Delph, Bernardo Silva and Zinchenko. No place for the likes of Sergio Aguero. I think he's out for injury. Barcelona have got 2 up incidentally in the other game against Roma. You feel sorry for Roma, really. First time in the quarterfinals for such a long time, and they were unfortunate to be drawn away at the Nou Camp first up. They could have been at the Olympic Stadium. Russ enjoyed the commentary, although Leeds did lose 2-0, but Fulham actually good form and challenging Cardiff for that second automatic promotion spot, and I won't be too surprised if they got it, although Aston Villa may have something to say in that as well. They won quite comfortably. Wolves didn't do themselves justice last night. They need at least a couple of wins to seal promotion back to the Premier League out for the first time since 2012, since they were last in it. So they could do with being back there once again. Meanwhile, here's Sane now for Manchester City inside the area on the left hand side, but he's yielded a corner, and once again Trent Alexander-Arnold has played out of his skin here tonight, and he's really enjoyed himself, really has fancied himself in that battle. And City now need to score the next goal. Can Silva provide it? Long ball into the penalty area, header one, but it's over the bar. It was Otamendi's header inside just by the penalty spot. Company wanted a piece of it, and back both players went for it. In fact, Otamendi got the touch inside the 6-yard area, hit the back of his head and looped well over the bar, and no work for goalkeeper Karius to do. And that's confirmed. Barcelona do lead Roma for the goal. Benini's making some bold predictions. Barcelona versus Real, or Bayern Munich v Barcelona. He reckons it's going to be no English side. Now, this is a concern for Liverpool. We've got Mo Salah here on the near side. Now, I hope this is not serious, Liverpool fans. He's come over to the near side and he's receiving some treatment, I can see, on the far side. Now, this could be... We're hoping it's nothing too serious, because without Mo Salah, I think Liverpool wouldn't be where they are now in the positions they're in. It would be a big blow for them. It certainly is. And Panini plugging his own show on my channel. I don't mind, really. Well, his programme will start at... Well, it's a quarter of the way kick-off live on his channel, which is called the Football Channel HD, and he does get quite a good audience for championship games and big games. He has been covering some bigger games this weekend as well, which I've noticed, well, and he's, you know, it's good to see him cover the bigger games as well as the smaller games. And I know he's a big advocate of Football League and the non-league. He does a lot of non-league stuff as well. He's been doing a lot of the Football League, but so he's a decent character, great backup for my channel as well. And Russ has said some nice words about Paul Robinson towards me. He says he'll try and listen to some of your work if he gets the chance. Well, thank you. Thanks, Russ, for putting a good word for me. Here come Liverpool. Manchester City inside the penalty area, headed out by Robertson. Chances here. The ball not back in by Fernandinho. Sane on the volley, and volleys it across the face and wide of the far post. hit it on the left hand, hit it to the left of the D, or the 6-yard area. Robertson's clearance, only as far as Fernandinho, a good little chip back, and he tried to hit it on the volley with the left foot, but he hit it well wide of target. Didn't let the goalkeeper carry us. Barcelona, incidentally, have got 3-0 up against Roma, and that looks ominous. And Mo Salah going down the tunnel. Now, we lost the footage. Oh, it's going to be Gigi Wijnaldum. That's a big blow. Let's hope that's not going to be for a long time there, because Liverpool have been in terrific form with Mo Salah in the team, and it would be a huge blow if he was to be out for the rest of the season, because I really do think Liverpool with him in the team are absolutely the real deal. I really enjoyed watching, commentating on Mo Salah tonight. He really has done well, and certainly up there for candidates for man of the match. And of course you can make your selections for JB's man of the match, of course. Just comment the player that you want to see winning the man of the match, and the man who gets the most votes will win. But there's no award for the player involved. It's just our way of saying who would be top of your prediction of your polls of the best player. So a little bit of interest there creeping in. We'll be done for about 9:45 tonight, so we'll be coming off there about 10:15, and a terrific performance. And well, Panini and Russ have been watching football non-stop. I've picked and choose my games, of course, but I have been watching as a spectator. As Sani goes forward and he tries to get across it, he ran out of room on the left-hand byline and he couldn't dig the ball back across the goal. In fact, he hit the side net in and confirmed as a substitution. Off comes Salah, on comes Wijnaldum, former Newcastle man, as he as Panini reiterates what Russ said about 2 minutes ago, that Barcelona have gone 3 up. I'd like to know who the scorers are, folks, so if you could let me know who scored Barcelona's goals, that would be fantastic. And if Lionel Messi, I'm sure Lionel Messi will have scored 1 or 2 of the goals as well. It would be, he's an unstoppable force in this Barcelona team, but on their day as well, they can be beaten as well. Boy, I don't think Messi would want to come up against Liverpool right now, the way they're performing, but they're giving the ball away quite a lot now, and Fernandinho having plenty to say for himself as De Bruyne crosses in there towards the 6-yard area, and the ball knocked back across. And has that gone wide or gone in? We've lost the footage just at that crucial moment, and let's hope we've not missed a goal there, because if we have, oh, the enjoyment will be spoilt. But it really was a wonderful move there from Manchester City. 2 own goals and a goal from Piqué, but meanwhile our footage is freeze framed, and I can't, at the moment we haven't got a clue whether that's going wide or going in at the moment. We'll soon find out. But it's Liverpool being stood at 3-0. Will it still stay the same? I can't tell you, because the stream is absolutely frozen. Nobody's messaged me and said otherwise, so it must have gone for a corner. Yes, it was a good defending. In fact, it didn't go in the net, so it still remains 3-0. It was Trent Alexander-Arnold who got the ball away. But we're having 1 or 2 technical gremlins, and BT Sport, now the television company, who provided this absolute awful holics of this, I've just put a score caption there as City take the corner. A little bit of a scramble, comes out to the edge of the area, and the shot comes in off Gundogan, and City get another corner. Well, Messi is the real deal as far as football is concerned. But it'll be interesting when the World Cup starts in just over a couple of months' time, Panini, to see how he'll do for Argentina. Been coaxed out of retirement. As Sani takes the corner, it's a poor corner by him. Gundogan wins it. Sani back on the far side, and he needs a good cross from Sani into towards the penalty area. But again, Wijnaldum covering well there for Liverpool. Just been on the back foot for quite a while in this first 10 minutes of the second half. Still 3-0 to Liverpool. Salah after 12 minutes, Chamberlain after 21 minutes, and Mane after 31. And Salah was 1 minute out from being 11. Would have been all the ones for Liverpool. But that's all the threes, and they're 3 up. But they have lost Mo Salah as well. Well, Russell, hopefully we'll be able to do a few games for me in the World Cup, because I'm not going to be able to do them all, and hopefully Mag Claret will do some as well. So we're hoping to have a good commentary team here on the YouTube channel this summer. Hopefully Russ can get involved, Chris Whiteman can get involved, aka Mag Claret, and we can do the World Cup proper justice as well. So nearer the time I will announce my commentary team, because I'm not going to do it on my own, and not only that, I want to do a little bit of presenting as well. But Ross and Mag Claret, I'm sorry, but I'm doing the final and I'm doing all the, and if there's any England games I can't do, I will certainly hand them to you as well. But meanwhile, Sterling has come on and he's got the traditional boos from a few of the supporters out there, as we see Carriers now take the goal kick right-footed for Liverpool. 3-0 goals, 3 goals they trail to Liverpool here. Manchester City is the long ball forward from Robertson, headed away by Company. Milner and Robertson battling to win the same ball, both on the same side, by the way. Free kick to City, just to the left of the, or to the right, sorry, of the D, 10 yards from the halfway line, still in their own half. Still 3-0 to Liverpool. All 3 goals, don't forget, coming in the first 31 minutes. And so Russ is not doing the England games. I think he's probably rushed his hands of England after those 2 before, after what happened in previous tournaments. So Mag Claret and myself will probably share those games. If I'm not there, Mag Claret will certainly do that. But we will like you part of the World Cup coverage, Russ. So if you are interested, give me a shout out. Anyway, we'll be announcing all the World Cup details once June kicks in, but there's still a lot of football to be played until then, domestically and European wise as well, because we've got the Cup semi-finals. We've also in 2 weeks time a City attack will just break off for a second because Silva has it there, and it's De Bruyne now 35 yards from goal, deflected, and Karius takes that no problem at all. Now in 2 weeks time there's no live football on Saturday, no Claret's Match Live because I'm going to be elsewhere. So no Claret's Match Live this weekend, as I'm going to be otherwise engaged doing the perfumes and stuff. I'm at a meeting on Saturday in Oldham, so I won't be live doing any commentary that weekend. In fact, I've been barred by the ladies of Essence not to check the Burnley score. So I've sort of been told that. But in 2 weeks time we have a sporting spectacular for you. Not only will we bring you live commentary of Burnley against Leicester City, we'll just bring you our first minute because Sané's breaking inside the Liverpool penalty area. Ball breaks kindly to Karius inside the 6-yard area, who takes the ball comfortable under great pressure there from Raheem Sterling. Now in 2 weeks time, in just less than 2 weeks time, on the 14th of April at 3 o'clock, we'll have full match commentary of the Claret's Match Live. Of course, Burnley take on Leicester City in the battle for the final Europa spot. Should one of the top 4 win the FA Cup, or the top 5 I should say. Spurs are well in the mix, and Liverpool and only Southampton could stop us from getting into Europe. So that's a big game in terms of 7th and 8th. You'll hear that live. And also at 5:15 we'll have full race commentary live from entry of the 2018 Randox Health Grand National, just a few miles away from Liverpool, in fact, here from Anfield, here over at Aintree Racecourse. So and the commentary will actually be done not by me obviously, but by the ITV commentators that will be covering the game for covering the race for television. And well, we can both call that on rival channels. We are rival channels. Manchester United, Tottenham. I'm going to be covering both semi-finals, of course, of the FA Cup. It's De Bruyne now inside the edge of the area. Sané plays that in towards the 6-yard area. Well taken there by Karius. We've played an hour. Liverpool 3, Man City 0. Plenty of games, as I say, to come. We've got the FA Cup final in May, of course. And, of course, we will bring you the European Cup final as well at the back end of the season. So plenty of great sporting occasions, and of course the World Cup as well. And of course the Commonwealth Games has started this today, because the opening ceremony has taken place So the outdoor athletic season really has started early this year. April, they usually don't start running outdoors in athletics until June, July, do they? So all the British athletes involved will get an opportunity to do some outdoor athletics in the Commonwealth Games, of course. No football, incidentally, in the Commonwealth Games, so we won't be doing any Commonwealth football. Meanwhile, 3-0 here. And again, we're getting problems again with the footage, but we've got it back now. There's a little bit of a freeze frame now for a second or two. And of course, Panini will be at Wembley or commentating on the checker trade final at Wembley between Lincoln City. Boy, as a Burnley fan, I've got bad memories of them. They're going to be playing, and I'm forgetting who they're playing in the final. I'm sure bring me up to speed, but it will be the checker trade trophy final, a competition that really has been tarnished by the fact that the Football League have allowed Premier League 223 teams to play in it, which devalues the competition for me, because it should be exclusively for the lower opposition, the third and fourth tier clubs. It's Shrewsbury Town that Lincoln are facing, but Lincoln City at Wembley for the very first time in their history. So Danny Cowley and Nicky Cowley really making headway in that job there, having knocked out my team last year in the FA Cup, which I'm secretly never going to ever forgive them for, because it was a horrible day supporting Burnley Football Club that particular afternoon when Lincoln won that game 1-0. And I remember the goal scorer as well, Sean Raggett. Oh God, that was a dark day supporting Burnley Football Club that day when Raggett scored with the header at the end of the game. We've just temporarily lost pictures then, but hopefully we will get something back. Hopefully we'll be live with you, but we've got plenty of live football to come in the next few weeks, and now we are back. I think we are back live with you now. Yes, we are. So, what a performance Liverpool have put on tonight against Manchester City, who haven't really done themselves justice in this quarter final. Remember the second leg to come at the Etihad. You'll be able to hear that delayed next week. Obviously I've got work commitments, so obviously you can't interfere with work, so I've got to fit some of the midweek games in around work, so it's pretty difficult sometimes to fit things in around other things. But it's Liverpool 3 up and coasting now as we go to the last, definitely inside the last 25 minutes here at Anfield. 3-0 City trail in the blue shirts. Walker getting the ball back. It's just been absolutely fantastic the way Liverpool got about their business. But here's Chamberlain who got the second goal. Infield it goes, and then the ball is lost once again. And here comes Company to get the ball back to Henderson at full, along with Kyle Walker on the first goal, in my opinion. No chance for the second goal. A rasping 25-yarder from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with his right foot. And then a third one, but as Leroy said, he goes down the left-hand side for Manchester City. Needing a miracle here, they need to score at least a couple of times to make the second leg interestingly just over a week's time. And again, good defending again, this time by Lovren. Inside his own area now, Sani, his current former Southampton colleague, and he's been fell forward to the foul ground. No foul there. Still, De Bruyne now picks it up for Manchester City. De Bruyne plays it out to the far side. Sani is waiting. Sani is lurking. Silva inside the D. Plays the ball back. It's come off a defender. Corner kick. Hit Lovren. Corner. Silva on the far side will take it. Liverpool 3-0 up, but on the back foot for the first 20 odd minutes of this second half. Silva with the corner in towards the penalty area. Header one over the bar. And once again, Otamendi with a header that wasn't testing the scorers. And a little resigned look on Pep Guardiola's face says it all, really. Pep knows this is going to be a hard struggle for the second leg on Tuesday. Solanke about to come on for Liverpool. I'm surprised Danny Ings hasn't been called up yet. Obviously Jurgen Klopp knows his own mind. I think Ings is out warming up at the moment. I haven't seen him amongst the bench. He is on the bench tonight, but he isn't set down on the bench. Otamendi getting that one away from Manchester City, but then Milner winning it in the centre circle on halfway. Here's Gundogan and Fernandinho. What's a poor ball. And this is not the Manchester City we know that can play. We covered them, of course, a couple of months ago in that Carabao final. We're in Arsenal's. And if we're in Liverpool, I think the scoreline would have been a lot different than 3-0. It was 3-0 to City that day. It's 3-0 to Liverpool tonight. What a contrast. Here comes Ronaldo. Surely he was fouled there. The referee right on the spot. Felix Brick from Germany. Sané having a horror show here today. Here's Robertson on the left hand side. Milner wants it there on the left as well. And then another sliding tackle there. But a throw into Liverpool. And Pepe's out of his technical area. I'm not sure he's allowed to do that. Firmino is being substituted, so Solanke could have come on. I think Liverpool going to save their bodies for the weekend. And of course, they've got that second leg, of course, to come in just under a week's time. So 3 games in just under 7 days. It's going to be quite a long haul as Dominic Solanke comes on. And he gets a good hug there from his manager there, Firmino. He's had a good match. Hasn't scored, but he's done a lot of the donkey work. Most people like Chamberlain and Salah and Mane have reaped all the benefits of the glory with scoring those goals. But it's 3-0 to Liverpool. And here comes Lovren back to his goalkeeper. Karius, who hasn't really had a serious save to make in this game. City have been poor, and they can have all the possession and all they want for all of sundry, but they just haven't done anything with that possession. And if I've got any qualms with the scoreline, I don't have any personally, because I think Liverpool have been the dominant force. Solanke on the chase here. He's against Otamendi. He's got there first, and Mane was in there too. And it was a good tackle in the end, because if it had been mistimed, I think that might have been a penalty. But Mane looked dangerous again. Absolutely none of us says your Burnley centre-back Tarkowski looks the real deal. He should start in the World Cup for me, he says. Big unit of a player that reached the game. Well, I couldn't agree with him more, actually. I think he's commentated on him quite a number of times. I've covered him a number of times, and he's absolutely been. He is a mean machine. We all thought, who's going to replace Michael Keane when he went to Everton? But I tell you what, he's come on leaps and bounds, Tarkowski, and I think an England call-up was very much deserved. There was rumours he was going to actually play for the Polish side, but he chose England, and that was his first choice. He's won a full international cap for them. Burnley winning a lot of England caps here. It's Raheem Sterling, an England regular here, trying to make something happen here against his old side for Manchester City, who are 3-0 down and staring Champions League exit well and truly in the face unless they can get a couple of goals in the last 18 minutes of this first leg. Here goes Sané. Good running by him. Tries to beat one man too many perhaps there. And that's always the problem, really. Oh, he's still got it forward to De Bruyne, actually. De Bruyne still has it now for City. They have kept possession well. Ball towards Silva inside the 6-yard area. And again, Liverpool not for budging in defence. But Edie says, anyone fancy the afternoon nap at Goodison Park on Saturday? Well, I can't cover any football on Saturday, Panini, because I'm going to be otherwise engaged. But what we might do is do a delayed at some point, and well, maybe the Merseyside derby could be one of those games mentioned. Well, Celtic 0, Dundee 0. Celtic needing 3 wins to be sure of the Scottish Premier League title, which I'm afraid to say has turned into a real bore fest up there now. And I blame Celtic for what's gone on with Rangers, and obviously they've had to fight back through the leagues. And I think Celtic have won the last 4 or 5 league titles by default, let's be fair. and they've had a good record, number of unbeaten games, but half of those, let's be fair, that's been done by default. They haven't earned it. They've played against, they've bought all the better players from the other clubs and then have just used it to their advantage, and I don't think that's fair. And I think Celtic need to be clamped down upon, because you can't keep buying all the best Scottish talent and then putting them in the Celtic side. We want to see the Scottish Premier League competitive as it used to be in the olden days, but it won't be. Here's Sterling now down the right hand side for City. Looks a good threat here, blowing, and the volley wide by Jesus. And Dzeko has pulled one back, formerly Manchester City, of course. 80 minutes gone, so an away goal for Roma. So a little glimmer of hope, perhaps, provided they don't concede a fourth one, that they could still do a job in Rome. If it was to end 3-1, all they'd have to do is to win 2-0. Just wanted to say, says Raz, that I'm enjoying your alternative commentary or audio. Will return for future games, I'm sure. Well, it's good to have you on board, and there's plenty more where that came from now to the end of the season. Plus we've got the World Cup as well coming up, and we'll be providing commentaries for that one as well. Not just me, but hopefully Meg Claret will be on board, my fellow LTF presenter, and of course Russ hopefully will provide audio as well for us at the World Cup. But so plenty coming up, Raz. I would get yourself subscribed and you'll hear all the commentaries first. I hope you've enjoyed I'm glad that you've enjoyed the commentary, and I hope the gremlins that we've had bringing you the game haven't spoilt your enjoyment too much. So City 3 goals down, looking completely out of sorts. Panini says best derby at Goodison Park was that fourth round replay 91 4-4 after extra time. Dalglish resigned. Yes, he did, famous for that reason, and of course the fact that it overshadowed a terrific game of football as well, played by both supporters. And now Jesus is in trouble here for Manchester City. Felix Brick out with a yellow card. City completely losing their discipline here, and he gets himself a yellow card. He hacked out at a Liverpool player. One can understand City's frustration here, but they haven't deserved any respect from me. They've not come out and performed as well they would have liked. That is an awful tackle there on James Milner, and then I think it was more not just for the tackle, but for his nastiness afterwards, really, as the goalkeeper comes in and almost lost the ball there. Solanke was right in on him. Liverpool 3, Manchester City 0 as we approach the final 15 minutes here at Anfield. And I tell you what, it's been a great joy and a great privilege to watch a terrific quarter-final of the European Cup. It's been like the old days at Anfield tonight. Liverpool have really buzzed off this. They've really had a night to remember, if you like. Nominations for man of the match: Mane, Milner, Ox, Firmino for me. And of course you can't forget Mr. Salah as well. I know his game only lasted 53 minutes today, but I do have to say Liverpool have looked the real deal here tonight. They've played with vigour, they've played with verb, they've played with absolute authority, and have looked the part, and you can't really knock them for that. And one hopes that the injury that Salah is, I hope for their sake it's a precautionary measure, because they could have afford not to have him on board later on in the competition, of course, when the second leg comes in about just over a week's time. We'll bring you the delayed commentary of that in the second leg, because we have to fit the midweek fixtures in and around work as well, which is not the easiest thing to do in the world, of course, considering the time frame we're in at the moment. But it's Liverpool 3, Manchester City 0. We've lost the stream once again. We've been having gremlins all night. It is a big game, by the way, so a lot of people are going to wanting to watch it and hear it and see it and everything else. So we have to respect that particular fact. But what I will say is Liverpool first half dominant as anything. They looked absolutely the tops in this first half. Second half it's been a little bit more Manchester City. Of course they've created half chances, but no more than that. In my opinion, they've not really done enough over the last sort of 70-80 minutes really to then warrant even being in the game, and that is a disappointment for Pep Guardiola, but also shows that City can't always have it all their own way. They've had it all their own way for so long. We've had 79 minutes incidentally here at Anfield. You've still Liverpool 3, Manchester City 0, and it's looking as if we're gonna see a Liverpool victory in the first leg. We knew this was going to be an important game. Yellow card being brandished. I can't tell who it is, but Kevin De Bruyne, I suppose, was probably a challenge there on Manny, was it? Yeah, Manny was tripped there very crudely, I thought, by De Bruyne. It just proves how frustrated City have really got. But they're only themselves to blame for this. You can't. They have to have a long look, hard look in the mirror, I suppose, when the post-mortems are done at the end of this game, or the first leg anyway. Well, one thing is for certain: they've got a mountain to climb for the second leg. Liverpool have not been tested enough defensively, and Pep will be disappointed about that, because when you look at the way City attack in the Premier League, yes, they can decimate the lesser teams, but then again you have to look at it now from an objective viewpoint and say they're not exactly the real deal. They're not invincible. Everyone was talking them up as invincible. I never thought they were invincible for 1 minute. They did look a team to be feared, and that is, but they're certainly not unbeatable. Here's De Bruyne now for City, deeper inside the Liverpool half now, as Gundogan has looked to try and play the ball in, but again he's been cut off here, and it's been lovely fluid passing, but it's not been going anywhere for Manchester City, and that has been the problem. I think Pep has got it tactically wrong. As for Jurgen Klopp, he's absolutely played a perfect tactical game. They play like the chess game. Only Suarez, who in my opinion should have been barred for life 4 years ago for his biting incident with Chiellini, and I do maintain he should have been barred for life, has scored the 4th one for Barcelona. It looks a bit harsh on Roma really, the scoreline, but I don't particularly enjoy Luis Suarez. I don't enjoy him. I think he's a cheat, and I think the man should have been barred for life, not 2 months. FIFA didn't take stronger action. It should have been a lifetime ban for Luis Suarez, when he did nearly 4 years ago in the World Cup when Uruguay played Italy. Meanwhile, back here at Anfield, 3-0. Here's Raheem Sterling, ex-Liverpool. A lot of Liverpool fans were upset when he moved away, purely and simply because City could offer him more money than what Liverpool could. That's probably true. He has come up with quite a number of goals this season for City. Also has missed a few open goals, including one famous moment at Turf Moor. It looked as if he was going to make it 2-0 and missed it, and then in the end Goodmanson with the equaliser for Burnley, saving Burnley a point. Here's De Bruyne now for City. Is this the moment? Silva can't dig it out of under his feet in 6-yard area, and in the end the ball favours Karius rather than David Silva. Here come Liverpool once again with Ronaldo. There's just absolutely no rush now. All they've got to do now is keep a clean sheet, and Liverpool could have 1 foot. A 4th one would be even handy. Here's Milner now edge of the area to the left of the D. Chips it in towards the back post. Mane's there, but his first touch let him down as he tried to play that ball back. couldn't bring it down enough, good enough on their first touch. And now here come Manchester City now. They're running out of time as far as the first leg is concerned, possibly running out of ideas here. And it's not often we've been able to say that this season. Here's Silva. Sane breaking through on this far side. Sane with a shot, and it's been tapped into the empty net, but the flag is up for an offside decision, and the goal is not going to count. So City's joy was more or less short-lived. Sane was level, in fairness to him, but was it the second one? No, definitely not offside there. So that goal really should have stood there, but well, they'll have to ask questions City later, but Liverpool still remain at 3 goals ahead. This was the first goal. Salah laid it into Firmino, and then Firmino had his shot saved, then Walker dilly-dallied. The ball went loose and Salah whacked it into the empty net, and then Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for 20 yards out with a right foot, bang into the net, 2-0. And then right on the half-hour mark, Salah chipping it in towards the back post, and in came Sadio Mane to make it 3-0. And really, potentially at this stage, is put City well truly 1 foot out of the Champions League. 5 minutes just over to play. Ross reckons he should give the man in the match to Sane. So Sane has been given a vote. You've got until the 89th minute to make your votes. Is Leroy Sane your man in the match? Sadio Mane, sorry, the man in the match. Leroy Sane, he's nowhere near. He hasn't had a kick. And Liverpool are claiming he's a foul play. Now, what's going on here? Henderson is now being called over by the referee. 5 minutes left to play. Felix Bricky's got his book out again. I think the referee's been a bit... I think the only disappointment from the game point of view is the referee. I think he's been a little bit fussy there. And I think Sterling should be in the book for retaliation. Why isn't Sterling going into the book? Mane's got Panini's vote, so at the moment the JB man in the match is going the way of Sadio Mane of Liverpool. But I think for the reaction there, if you're going to put one player, that's Jordan Henderson, you surely got to put the other one, that is Raheem Sterling. But there you go, that's the way. But I have to say, the German ref, Felix Brick, is supposed to be one of the better referees in Europe. I'm afraid he hasn't had his best game tonight. 4 minutes left here on Merseyside. 3-0. Moreno is on for Liverpool, by the way, so no chance to see Danny Ings in European action here tonight, which is a shame from a Burnley perspective anyway, but Klopp knows his men. I think he'll just want to close the game out now for as long as he possibly can, I suppose. But they played a blinder tonight, Liverpool. You can't knock them for that. They may be up against it against Manchester City, but I'll tell you something, they've wiped the floor in Europe with this Manchester City side who have been absolutely superb. You can't knock his a vote there. So 2 votes for Mane, 1 for the Ox. You've got another 2 minutes to vote. You've got 2 minutes to get voted, otherwise it's going to be Sadio Mane that's going to pick up the award. 2 votes for him, 1 for the Ox. 90 seconds to vote. 90 seconds of normal time, in fact, to go. Can Liverpool keep a clean sheet, or can City get themselves back into the game? They had put the ball in the net in the second half, City. It was ruled out for offside. And once again, I just haven't had any answer. This is Liverpool at their fluent, their imperious best. They haven't let City settle one iota, certainly in the first half, and Liverpool just went bang for the cutthroat. They've really got their act together tonight and played some really terrific football. Sane tries to make something happen. Sane tries to make something happen on the far side. Back inside to Fernandinho. 2 minutes left to play at Anfield. Plus time added on. Silver inside the area. Pulls the ball back. Headed away by Liverpool. They're just winning everything at the moment here, the men from Merseyside. We've got 10 minutes of the broadcast. We've got about 5 minutes of the broadcast to go, by the way. As soon as the whistle goes, we're off for the night. But I really have enjoyed bringing this European night to you here. We've had a few technical problems, of course. You'd expect it's live. It's never anything spectacular. Celtic still 0-0 with Dundee. The Barca result is now in 4-1. Very harsh on Roma, I felt. Here's Sterling now for Manchester City against his old team. Can he work an oracle here with the cross? Karius under pressure, but he takes the ball very, very confidently. And Gabriel Jesus just never bothered challenging him. A team that's been devoid of any real confidence tonight. Jurgen Klopp still wanting more from his team. Maybe they just took the foot off the gas slightly, but 3-0 and a clean sheet would be an absolute amazing scoreline for Liverpool here at Anfield tonight. One ball forward now from Robertson, but it's plucked out by Laporte for Manchester City. 4-1 Barcelona tonight. 3-0 Liverpool here. Here's Sterling on the chase, but again Robertson doing terrifically well. Last minute, and I can now confirm that at the 90-minute mark we're going to give the Man of the Match award to Sadio Mane. He's the JB Man of the Match, and it could have been 4 or 5 different Liverpool players on any other night, but Mane gets the vote purely and simply because he's worked his socks off all day. Thank you, great work minus the Gremlins all the way from Seattle. Labonte too. Well, it's good to know that we're big in Seattle. And it's good to know my voice is very big over in America. So give my love to all the people in Seattle and everyone stateside. Good to know that we're well received in other parts of the world as well as England as well. We're to 300 minutes incidentally, for which we've had 42 seconds of time added on of the 3. And we'll be finishing in about 5 minutes time. It's now coming up to 20 to 10 UK time in the evening. I'm sure it's coming up towards daylight here over in the States. As Sony now tries to work the oracle one last time, possibly for Manchester City. Tries to play 1-2. The ball will ricochet away and it will come to Karius, who, let's be fair, has not had one single save to make at all, and that just speaks volumes. We're just seeing Mo Salah there. It's almost 2 p.m. in the afternoon over in the States, in Seattle. Certainly not sleepless in Seattle today at the moment to put a put on that. But it's lovely to know that we are big in America. We might be a little bit more bigger in America. So it's nice to know that people from the States are looking in on us. Mind you, here come Manchester City. This all northwest of England clash. 3-0 down. Remember, the second leg to come delayed next week. As I said, I've got a day job, and if we've got a 7 o'clock finish, I'm going to struggle to get back to do the commentary. Raheem Sterling has picked up a yellow card. Should have picked one up from 5 minutes ago for his part in the yellow card offence, but we're now deep into that final minute now, and I can't see any other result now showing in a 3-0 Liverpool win. They've played magnificently on the night. They've been magnificently majestic. Yes, City have had a lot of opportunities and a lot of possession. It's what you do with the possession that counts, and what Liverpool have done with theirs, they've done it far more better than what Manchester City have done, and that you can't knock them for that. As we come up towards the closing stages of the match now, 15 seconds of stoppage time left to play. I should also stress at this point it's a minimum of, but we've seen 2 hours of live Champions League action for your listening pleasure. And I tell you what a night of European football we've had here. As the referee bows to bring to an end of the game, and there goes the final whistle then at Anfield. What a satisfying night for Jurgen Klopp's men. The job was done as far as this game was concerned in the first half. Goals from goal after 11 minutes from that man, Mo Salah, the top scorer. And then the second one, some 10 minutes later, from Chamberlain, a 20-yard thunderbolt into the left-hand corner of the net to make it 2-0. Sent the cop wild, and then it got even better for Liverpool some 10 minutes later, 31 minutes, when Salah chipped the ball towards the back post, the left-hand post, and in came Sadio, our man of the match, Sadio Mane, to make it 3-0, and that's how it stayed for the remainder of the match. City really never troubled carriers too much as far as I could make out, but what a satisfying result. And Anfield has erupted. Scarves are being waved around in the air, scarves are being hung aloft in the Kop, and Manchester City have been shell-shocked. There's no doubt about that. Fantastic performance from the men from Liverpool, and now it was important, as I said at the start, they needed to keep a clean sheet. They've done that and scored 3 breathtaking goals here tonight. What a performance from Liverpool. And they've sent a big message out to Barcelona, to Real Madrid, to Bayern Munich and all. That they're not here to make up any numbers whatsoever. They're here because they deserve to be there. And I'll tell you what, they've played some terrific football here tonight. And as the road to Kiev nears towards its final lap, it's been unbelievable. And even Panini is now promoting Argentinian football. Independiente against San Lorenzo, midnight kickoff. I think I'll be busy elsewhere. Oh, tomorrow midnight, he says. And of course, Arsenal at home to CSKA Moscow in the Europa League too. But well, we're just about finished here at Anfield tonight. I'm out of breath. I hope you've enjoyed every second minute of it, every single minute of it. Thank you to everybody that's commented tonight, including my new friend from Seattle. Nice to know that we are now big again in America. Panini, of course, absolutely anonymous. Russ Burden, everybody, our regulars. You know, the regulars are the heart and soul of it. So anybody that's joined in and enjoyed the commentary, please subscribe if you haven't already, and you'll hear plenty more of that. But what a performance from Liverpool tonight. We all thought this was going to be tight and Titanic. It turned out to be anything but tonight. That's Liverpool really put Pep Guardiola's team to the sword. Final score at Anfield, Liverpool 3, Manchester City 0. What a second leg it promises to be in the Etihad in 6 days' time. Thank you very much for joining me. From me, JP, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you very, very soon for more commentaries. From more commentaries. I won't be here on Saturday, as I say. We've got the Essence. I've got the Essence meeting, but hopefully we'll have a weekend match for you, possibly on the Sunday, to bring to you. And of course, that Saturday extravaganza in just over a week and a half's time, where we'll have Burnley against Leicester City from the Clarence Match Live. Jennifer Nunes, hello to you. You get subscribing to me. It's nice to have some women, some ladies on as well. We'd like to have more on there, so please, Jennifer, subscribe. Yes, hello to you. Please subscribe. Of course, we'll have a Saturday extravaganza of sport, UK time, at 3 o'clock UK time. We'll have Burnley versus Leicester City in the Premier League, the Clarence Match live, and then at 5:15 British time, the 2018 Round Ox Health Grand National Commentary will be using the the television commentary to cover the race. So join us for the race commentary from that one, when you'll hear the talents of Mark Johnson, Ian Bartlett and Richard Hiles calling the runners and riders over 40 fences, including the world famous Beecher's Brook, Foyne-Haven, Valentine's Brook, the Canal Turn, the Chair and the Water Jump, amongst others of the famous steeple and one of the world's biggest steeplechasers in horse racing, British horse racing. But that's all to come, and of course the FA Cup semi-finals later this month, plus the climax of the Premier League, the FA Cup, the European Cup. We've all got it there, and then of course the big one in June, the World Cup itself. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you to Jennifer, thank you to Panini, thank you to our friend in Seattle, thank you to everybody, Russ, absolutely anonymous. Everybody that has joined me tonight, thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for your for listening to me. But it's Liverpool's day at Anfield. They take a 3-goal lead back to the Etihad, and if they can get a result and avoid defeat, they're going to be the only representation from England in the semi-finals. And they've sent a big message out to the rest of Europe that they're not here to make up any numbers whatsoever. Liverpool the winners by 3-0. See you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.